Hey, I'm ready to get started whenever you guys are. Just one quick question. Shouldn't there be some brighter lights in here? I was always taught when you do a video there should be really bright lights. They should be as dim as possible for me. Don't know that I love that answer, but okay. Yeah, I guess I'm ready to get started whenever you are. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask Steve. As you can see, I'm without my usual co-star today, so I'm flying solo. But I will do my best to make this as exciting as I possibly can. For those of you tuning in for the first time, the basic premise is this. I'll read a question related to real estate that we've received, and then I'll just do my best to answer that question. Today's question comes to us from Justin, so let me read that question. If I put in an offer for a home, should I write a personal letter to the seller? And if so, what are the do's and don'ts of that letter? Well, first off, thank you very much, Justin, for taking the time to write that question for us today. I greatly appreciate that. So let's tackle the first part of it. If you have an offer you want to put into a home, does it make sense to have a personal letter to that seller? Will it make an impact? Well, the answer is, it depends. Well, it depends on what? That's not very helpful. Well, frankly, it just depends on who the seller is. So for example, if I received a letter from somebody, I might appreciate the fact they took the time to write it, but if I'm being completely honest, it's not going to influence me. I'm going to make my decision on what makes the best financial sense for me and my family. Now, however, the good news is there's a lot of people on the other end of that spectrum, so it just depends on who the seller is. So let me give you a personal example. My mother has lived in the same home for 47 years. If she ever decided to sell her home and someone wrote her a personal letter, it would be a huge influencer on her. If someone wrote a personal letter that tugged on her emotional heartstrings, it would be a huge influence on her deciding whether or not to accept that offer from that person. And there's a lot of other people just like her who are probably the same way. So writing a personal letter to a seller is never a bad thing. Maybe it doesn't influence somebody, but others really would be impressed by it. And what I would tell you in today's local market, which is super competitive right now, if you're trying to find a way to differentiate your offer from other offers, I would say, yeah, writing a letter is probably a really nice idea. Okay, so we determined we can write a letter. Any do's and don'ts about the letter itself? Well, yeah, let's talk about some of those too. Number one, be happy. As simple as that. You want to be positive, you want to be upbeat, and you want to have your letter portray you as a happy person. Don't put anything negative. Don't put anything in there that's going to give them any doubt about whether or not they should consider you. For example, above all else, never ever put in the fact that you got turned down on other offers. They don't want to hear that. Dear seller, I put in 3 other offers to 3 other homes. They were all rejected. I'm now desperate. Please accept my offer. No, don't do that. They want to hear about your other failures, and they certainly don't want to hear that you picked other homes ahead of theirs. Stick to positive, upbeat, happy tones. That's what you really need to do. Okay, what else is there? Well, be short and sweet and to the point. So basically, do as I say, not as I do. My videos get really long-winded because I love to hear the sound of my own voice. But you can't use that when writing a letter. You have to be really short and really sweet. Let me give you a personal example that we just dealt with. Christmas just passed, right? We got a Christmas card from Aunt Lucy. We open up the card. There's a 4-page letter. Front and back, yeah, double-sided. 4 pages talking about what she did in 2020. Oh, let's see here. Oh, January 2020. Aunt Lucy won her Bridge League. Isn't that nice? Oh, look, she just adopted her 7th cat. That's outstanding. We don't care. And we love Aunt Lucy and we don't care. Do you think that someone who's a total stranger wants to read a novel about your life story? Trust me, they don't. Keep it short, keep it to the point. That'll be helpful. All right, is there anything else taboo we need to worry about? Never talk about remodeling. Just don't do it. So for example, the last time I sold my house, we received a letter from somebody. And again, she was a really nice person who was just generally excited about the thought of potentially moving into the home. But she specifically called out things she wanted to change. Can't wait to change this fixture, can't wait to paint these rooms. Now with me, she probably lucked out a little bit. I'm not a bad audience for that. When I sell my home, once I've sold it, it's yours. Do with it as you will. But a lot of people aren't going to think that way when they receive a letter. How could they potentially take that? Even if you have the best of intentions, they might read it a different way. They might think, you don't like my decorating? You don't like the decor? You don't think I built a good home for my family? Think of how many ways people could misinterpret that. So just don't talk about it. Now the reality is you may have great remodeling ideas. You might be a phenomenal interior decorator, but just leave that out of the letter. You want them to believe that their home is going to stay exactly the same from here to all of eternity. That's all they need to think about. All right, I've been going on quite a bit. I get it. You're probably thinking, what's the one thing I really need to do above all else? You need to paint the picture for them, and you need to connect with them on a personal level. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you can't be general. You can't just say, you have a beautiful home, we hope you accept our offer. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, per se, but you need to be more specific. Why is that? Because you're trying to connect on a personal, emotional level with them. You want them to believe that you are gonna love their house and protect their house and build memories in their house, just like they did with their family. So you wanna write statements that are more directed, like this. Our twins just turned 4. I can already picture them playing around in the backyard. Love the dining room. So excited to host our family and friends during the holidays. Talk about specific things that will connect with them. It'll make them think about all the memories of times they had with their family and their friends in that house, and that will make them connect with you and your stories and say, this is the person we want. These are the people we want to move into our house. We're going to accept their offer. That's how it's done. So as a quick recap, what do we need to do? If you're going to write the letter, be positive, be short. Sorry, Aunt Lucy. Don't talk about remodeling. I love your house exactly as it is, wouldn't change a thing. And paint a picture that connects on a personal level, right? That's what you're trying to do. I'm gonna love this house, protect this house, and build memories in this house, just like you did with your family. That's what you're trying to portray. Well, with that, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I do promise my co-stars will be back for future videos. I understand they're more popular than me. That's fair, I get it. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you are watching this on either YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, please hit the like button or leave a comment if you would. Greatly appreciate that. If you're looking on Facebook, beyond just hitting the like button, there's also going to be some additional articles on there at the bottom. It'll go into further detail some of the things I talked about today. It'll further expand on those things. But again, above all else, thank you for taking the time. We greatly appreciate it. Justin, thank you for your question, and have a great day, everybody. Can I seriously not get brighter lights the next time we do this? I think I deserve some brighter lights in here.